the very left-hand side, you can see when I first started, I was 194 pounds. Then in about 6 to 8 weeks, I dropped down to 179 pounds. And then in 6 months, actually, I weighed 2 pounds more. As what you can really look at is when we focus on insulin levels, when we focus on glucose levels, when we really focus on the functional metabolism of the body composition can change. And so as you see, I have more bone density, more muscle density, and I'm not exercising any more than I already was. I have an exercise routine, but I'm not exercising any more at all. So this is really an indicator from the second picture to the third picture how our body composition has the ability to change even though my weight is up. So I'm very excited about talking about our topic this evening. So our topic is called metabolism. And what is metabolism? First, we need to understand that. Metabolism in and of itself, okay, is the engine that actually keeps our body running smoothly. It's not just about weight loss at all. That's not what metabolism is about. We need metabolism to be working in every single cell of our body, because what metabolism helps to do is to convert the food we eat into energy for our body. So it's helping with us to burn on our fuel burning system. The other thing that metabolism does is it helps to build and repair tissue. And in that way, it helps to regulate hormones and also eliminate waste. So as you see, metabolism is kind of a broad range of things. And I just like to think about it in regards to how do we get nutrition into the cells of the body? And what does that nutrition look like? How do we help to get waste products out of the body? Because waste products disrupt the function of our cell. And then also what helps our cells to repair and replace themselves. And in that, when all of those things are working, we can many times maintain the weight that our body desires to be at. We can help to regulate hormones and just overall help the healing processes within the body. Okay, so it's not just about weight loss. There's two main contributors in the studies that I've been doing across the last 20 years that I have really found that affect our metabolism by able to increase our metabolism or decreasing our metabolism. And those two main things are oxidative stress. And oxidative stress, we're going to go into this in more detail. It's really an imbalance of the amount of toxins that we have entering in. And please know that we cannot eliminate all the toxins that are entering into our body. Our skin and our lungs and our eyes and our sinuses, as well as our digestive system, is really how toxins can get into the body. We cannot live in a bubble. And so even as we're driving down the car, we're breathing in car exhaust. The car exhaust is getting on our skin. If there's any smokes or fires or anything like that in the area, all of that gets on our skin as well. And our skin's job is to absorb things. And so that's why we can have many, many toxins entering into our system without even going through the digestive system. But the oxidative stress is when our body knows that there's an imbalance of the amount of toxins that we have entering into the body and not enough antioxidants within the cells of our body to move those toxins out. And then what I like to think about it in a way is that our cells are dirty. And a dirty cell just cannot function. The other thing that really affects our metabolism is something called insulin resistance. And once again, we're going to go into detail about this. And what that happens is the cell becomes resistant to glucose and nutrients from getting into the cell. And when that cell wall becomes a little bit hardened, then nutrients cannot get into the cell, and also waste products cannot get out of the cell. Many times that sends a body into not functioning quite right either. But the main thing we're going to first start talking about tonight is oxidative stress. So that's the very first thing. We're going to dive right into it and get going with that. So it was found, here's a study that was actually done by the World Journal of Diabetes. It's a study that was done in 2015. And what it talked about is oxidative stress, insulin resistance, dyslipidemia, that is actually high cholesterol levels or out of balance cholesterol levels, and then also type 2 diabetes. And what it found in this study was that oxidative stress is actually the underlying cause, the underlying issue with all of these things, okay? And including cardiovascular things, type 2 diabetes, and other diabetic complications. So it's not, insulin in and of itself is not bad, but when the insulin becomes oxidized within our blood and within our cells, that's when we get into something called insulin resistance. But what they found is that oxidative stress, it really is the leading factor in all of these kinds of things. And even oxidative stress, as you see, the third thing that's listed here, it says B cell dysfunction. And B cell dysfunction is beta cell dysfunction. Beta cells are the cells that are inside of our pancreas that are responsible for releasing enough insulin into the blood to be keeping our blood sugars in balance. So that's why when that's impaired, it can also impair glucose tolerance and then ultimately, of course, lead to type 2 diabetes. So a closer look at what oxidative stress actually is. Once again, it's the imbalance between the amount of toxin that are coming into the body, those are also called free radicals, and the amount of antioxidants to help to neutralize them and remove them out of the body. Well, when there's too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants, our body kind of goes into protection mode. But the first thing that we really want to know about is what is the underlying cause of all these free radicals that are coming into the body, causing too many toxins to be absorbed. And this is just a slide of what actually causes all these things. So as you see, ionizing radiation. Now that can be x-rays, it can be MRIs, it can be CAT scans, all those kinds of things. But also we know that Wi-Fi, especially 5G radiation, can enter into the body and it can just disrupt the cells, causing the cells to go into inflammatory response. That in of itself can be causing some free radicals. Smoking, and also, like I said before, if there's any forest fires or anything like that into the area, and even just other air pollution that might be coming from manufacturing, from car exhaust itself, because those are petrochemicals that are being put into the air. And then also any inflammation. So if you have a damaged cell, like a tissue that's damaged, a bruise or a cut or a scrape or something like that, that in of itself can cause some oxidative damage. And then also UV light rays from the sun. And of course, what's not on here necessarily, but it is actually the foods that we eat. That in of itself, when we're eating hydrogenated oils, trans fats, taking any sugar, alcohols, anything like that, that's really a chemical that's entering into the body. And so what we found is that this is really the formation of all the free radicals that are in it. And biologically, just so you understand, this is such an important concept to understand, that biologically, the only way that our body can neutralize free radicals, neutralize them and move them out of the body, is with antioxidants. It's the only way that it can be done. Okay? So we must really make this a priority over anything else that we have. And the effects of oxidative stress kind of looks like this. On the left-hand side is a normal functioning cell. When we're getting too many toxins in the body and not enough antioxidants to neutralize those toxins, it just, every time the cell reproduces, it'll reproduce with a more unhealthy cell. And so the more toxins or free radicals that we have within our body, the more the body struggles to function. And so the higher the oxidative stress levels in the body struggles to function. And then that is when the severity of the disease symptoms has on the cell. Now, we all know people that have different diseases. And we all know when that disease manifested, the symptoms of that disease get worse and worse and worse and worse. So somebody can have the diagnosis. But what are the symptoms going to be? And how radical are those symptoms going to be? And how severe or radical the symptoms are really based on how many free radicals are in the body. So this is profound then, that we have to keep those oxidative stress levels low within the body. These are some related conditions that have oxidative stress, again, at the core of it. We saw that original slide talking about it really is the underlying thing of many things within the body. But here we're looking at different things with heart, skin and aging, psoriasis, and even melanoma, kidney disease, okay, different things with joints, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, things with the lungs, asthma and allergies, the brain, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ADD, ADHD, autism, all these, and even migraines are shown to have a high level of oxidative stress at the core of them. Other multi-organ kinds of things as well, when we're looking at different aging or diabetes, chronic fatigue, even eyes, macular degeneration, cataracts, your immune system. Your immune system, it gets so overwhelmed sometimes with the amount of toxins that are in it that then it sends it into almost an autoimmune response. And that's what they're listing here under immune. Lupus, multiple sclerosis, different autoimmune disorders. Leaky gut syndrome is a huge thing that has to do with autoimmune things, as well as celiac, or when we have food allergies and food sensitivities. All of that will have oxidative stress at the core of it. So the number one thing that we have to do is we have to do something about our oxidative stress levels. Okay, we have to keep them down, and everyone needs to know this. And every single person on this earth needs to know and understand that a dirty cell cannot function properly. And with that, I'm going to help you to understand this even a little bit better. And I want to welcome you to the world of LifeVantage, because oxidative stress is at the core of nearly every product that LifeVantage has. So within LifeVantage, we want to take it to help our body make it. LifeVantage is not about over-supplementing the body or just offering the body a whole bunch of supplements. We want to really empower our body to make more antioxidants. We can get antioxidants from blueberries or from darky leaf green vegetables and other fruits and veggies and things like that. But really what a study found is that wasn't enough to keep up with it. And so the best thing that we can do is provide our body with 5 herbs that are put together that help our bodies to make more antioxidants, helps our body to make those protein enzymes and the things that we overall need for better health. And so that process is called activation. And that's why LifeVantage is considered the activation company. So where did we all get started? Our flagship product is actually called Protandim NRF2, which is proven to lower oxidative cellular stress, cellular aging on there by 40% in 30 days. Okay, so what happened, I'm going to show you a video soon. And what happened is that this video really piqued the interest of different universities and medical centers all over the world. And this was a very new concept that was introduced in 2005 with this next video that I'm going to be watching. But it really is a great video that explains a little bit about what oxidative stress is and these 5 herbs that are put together that have really been proven, scientifically proven, to help to lower oxidative stress markers in the body.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can you scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease?
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? Well, perhaps. It turns out there is some other promising evidence that seems to back up Dr. McCord's findings. That evidence comes from mice that have been genetically engineered to produce more catalase, one of the enzymes that Protandim increases. The researcher, Dr. Douglas Wallace of the University of California at Irvine, says it had a remarkable effect.
We found that they lived, in fact, about 20% longer, which is about a fifth of a lifespan.
He believes that with better techniques, human lifespan can eventually be extended too.
We might be able to increase the lifespan of a mammal by 50%. And of course, if that was a human being, then that might be in the order of 130 to 150 years.
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
So, just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic.
There's a huge human experience with each of these ingredients. They've been used often in traditional medicine in India and China and many other cultures, in some cases centuries and centuries.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all?
You're looking at something will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandim in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about everyone's old nemesis, aging itself? Well, it's all about balance between the good antioxidants and those toxic free radicals.
And if we can tip that back, we may reduce some of the bad side effects of aging. Why my skin is different than that of a baby, for example. That's a very obvious part of the aging process.
Will this prevent wrinkles?
Well, you don't want to make false claims about something. But could it produce wrinkles? It's always possible.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
Okay, so what are those 5 herbs that they had said were used for centuries and centuries and really considered safe? And what these 5 actually are turmeric, green tea, ashwagandha, milk thistle, and bacopa. And so what Dr. Joe McCord did is that he took all of those ingredients individually. So he took each one of those ingredients all by itself. Because some of you might think like, oh, I'm taking that. But what he found is that it did not have the effect on the cell and on the oxidative stress levels within the body as when he synergistically put them together. And so you saw the research that he did, and it's quite profound. So LifeVantage, as you know, it says that it was proven to decrease oxidative stress markers in the body by 40% in 30 days. And we have to know and understand that even in the video, he said he tested even some of those individual supplements and again, individual foods and individual herbs, and it did not have the profound effect as synergistically putting these 5 herbs together. And so the reality of it is that it really helps your own body to make more of its own antioxidants, and those are considered direct antioxidants. When the cells of your body make more glutathione, make more SOD, make more catalase, it can neutralize all of the pollutants, the toxins, the free radicals that are coming into the body, neutralize them and help the body to purge them out. And once again, without enough antioxidants, biologically our body is incapable to purge it all out. Okay, and so this is where Protandim Nerf 2 is our signature product. It is in many, many of the other products that Life